guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to overcome burnout and also finish your 2021 semester strong. So the first tip that I have for you is if you're lacking motivation like me sometimes during this hard and just rigorous time of the year, make sure to just remember to make small accountable to-do lists throughout your day, because when you're lacking motivation, most likely you will not want to work as hard as you normally do. But the thing is, school doesn't stop or work doesn't stop even when you don't feel like doing it, and I've learned that the hard way. So make sure to make small accountable to-do lists throughout your day. That way you're still getting work done, but you're also not burning yourself out at the same time because you're lacking the motivation. Tell yourself that you are going to have a productive day. When you wake up and you feel like you don't feel like doing what you want to do, make sure to just enforce it on yourself. Be like, I'm going to do this today. When you state those statements verbally, then most likely you will do it. There's a thing with psychologically, like speaking and also just writing things down in a planner or a notebook, that just makes you more likely to do it, and that's like scientifically proven. So that's like one of my tips that I do when I feel like I'm burned out and I feel like I don't want to continue doing the work that I have to do. The second tip that I have for you is to study smart and not hard. And what I mean by this is to study efficiently. And I know a lot of people tend to sit in blocks, like long study blocks, and study, but I have found that does not work for me, and I feel like the majority of people sometimes do not have a long enough attention span to sit like hours and hours and study, even though that may work for some people. So I found that it was helpful to study in increments, and the method that is most popular is probably, the one that you've heard before, which is the Pomodoro method. And the Pomodoro method is basically you study in increments of, I think, 30 minutes or something, and then you give yourself 15-minute breaks within between. This really helps just to get a short block of work done and also not burn yourself out with information loads. Another tip along with that tip is to keep in touch with your work and all your resources and your professors. During this time, it may kind of seem hard to kind of gather all of your resources together and take use of all of the resources that you have. But I highly encourage you, if you really need help and you really need assistance, make sure to use the teacher's aid in the class, or make sure to use your professors. I know that they will have lots of resources that can help you with your classes or anything that you're struggling with, and they're always there to assist you no matter what you think, even though the subject may be hard, and they just want the best for you. So just keep in touch with them. Make sure to go over your notes from the beginning, make sure to organize well, and make sure to just take note of everything that you can so that you can have the most successful grade that you can have when you're done taking your finals. The next tip that I have for you is remember to take a break. Just relax. I know that sometimes during finals week it can seem like grades are everything, but that's just not the truth. There's more to life than grades, and if you really think about it, like, will one grade really affect how the rest of your life goes, like in 5 to 10 years? Yes, some things may have a heavier weight, like if you are taking an exam or, like, I don't know, a medical field like the MCAT or something like that. But if it's just one grade in one class, then most likely it won't really affect you that much. And you just have to really keep things in perspective and just remember that grades aren't everything, and grades do not define your worth. And it's just a letter. That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, it shows how hard you worked and probably how strong you understand the material, but other than that, I wouldn't stress too much about the actual letter grade, because they're just letter grades essentially. But just remember to take breaks. Don't burn yourself out and don't stress yourself out over something that is only temporary. And just know that if you fail one thing, it's not going to be the end of the world. And you have to remember, even when things are stressful, to take care of yourself first, because if you don't take care of yourself first, you can't do the other things. It's like you have to prioritize your health first, because that's most important. If you don't take care of yourself first, most likely nothing else will fall in line. So remember to go out on a coffee break, or maybe I don't know, go outside, lay in the sun, relax for 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't hurt, and it really just helps your brain to relax and just really give yourself just a mental break from all the work and all the information that's being piled on you. The fourth step that I have for this list of tips is to keep yourself accountable. And when I mean keep yourself accountable, maybe find a friend to make sure that you guys are getting the work done and you're not putting things off. A lot of times by myself, especially with online school, I tend to push things off for the next day, and that is a terrible habit, and I do not suggest that at all. But if you find a friend, or if you find a way to just keep yourself accountable of the things that you have to do, most likely you will not be stressed out like me, because if you find yourself in that hole, it's very hard to get out of. So just remember to make small attainable goals each day, so that you're, not only getting things done, but you're also being productive and making, use of your time and just using it wisely. The last tip that I have for you, which is tip number 5, is to just try your best and do not stress. Again, like literally that sounds so cliche, but it's so true. The best that you can do is the best that you can do. And you just have to leave the rest to God. Like literally, He already has it all planned out, and you just have to trust that. So as long as you put all of your effort out there, and sometimes like you really can't depend things on like a letter grade or like just one test, because one test does not define like how much you really like understand or grasp material, depending on like the problems within the test or the exam. So just remember just to try your best, and just know that whatever you get, you gotta be proud of. Like, I mean, you can't really ask for more, because that's all that you could have done, and that's your best. So just remember that, and just know that, again, your grades aren't tied to your worth or anything like that, and it's not the end of the world if you do not pass. There are other options, like it's okay, and it's gonna be all right. But yeah, with that being said, those are my 5 quick and helpful tips. I hope that this really encouraged you, and I hope that if you were in school right now, that these tips were helpful. Make sure to drop a like if they were, and comment down below how your finals are going and everything like that. Good luck in your finals. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.